I'm Siyona. I interned at SF MoMA this summer for their online magazine Open Space, and this was in San Francisco. So my official position was Content Strategy and Digital Engagement Intern. So this meant that I was working under their magazine Open Space, and the whole project was developed very much around my own interests. So the magazine is geared towards the Bay Area art scene, and it focuses a lot on the work of writing and art. And so I had two different projects. So the first was to they have a map of all of the art organizations that are in the Bay Area. So this is the nonprofits, the galleries, collectives. So my job was to research everything on the field and help contribute to this map. And by the end of it, it was a pretty updated map. And what was great was that I really got to know the Bay Area art scene pretty well just through this research. And so another part of my project was to go through the archive and learn what the magazine is about and present my own topics for bringing in reissues, where I would just highlight old articles from the archive. And so at the end of the internship, through my research, finding new organizations, and as well as looking through the magazine for looking through the archive, I was able to write my own post about an art space in the Bay Area, which was really great. I have had experience working in museums. I work at the ICA, and so this was really different for me because I was working in a large museum, but I was also working under a magazine, a really small publication, but it's more outward facing. And so I was able to really understand the day-to-day workings of a magazine, but also the content that I was working with was very rare for working in a museum. It was critically engaging with a lot of issues that other publications might not get to under the wing of a museum, which was amazing. And also what was great was that all of my projects were very much developed around my own interests. So my managers met with me and asked what I wanted to get out of it. And it was very open-ended. I just wanted to learn about the role of writing and art. I had never worked in that setting. I was always very much in the museum side of it. So this was great because I also wanted to learn about the Bay Area because it was completely new to me. And so my projects were just putting me out in the field, learning about the role of art and writing. And so this was really different because everything I did was developed around my own interests, which is awesome. One thing that was really interesting was that, so the magazine, when I was working, there was going through a transitional phase, and so I got to sit in on a few focus groups to see how they were going to work their redesign. So that was really cool, just because I don't think that's an experience I would have had otherwise. So I sat in on the group, helped take notes, and I was also able to see how they interpreted the feedback and added that to the magazine. And it was also really great because while I was getting to know the art scene through my research and getting out in the field, when I would go to events like the San Francisco Art and Book Fair, I felt very much in the community, so I could talk to people and they would either know my bosses or I would know of them because I'd either read their work or I felt like it was really easy to integrate into the community just because of my job. And I don't think I've felt like that in any other city I've lived in, been able to just walk up to a stand at an art and book fair and have a lot of things to talk about with the people there. So San Francisco, I had never been before. This was my first time moving out there, didn't really know very many people. I think it's a really beautiful place to be. The area that the museum is in is really great, and I think just because by virtue of the job that I was doing, I felt very connected to all of the things that were happening around. So San Francisco has just amazing art and culture, and I wasn't so much a part of the tech scene that many people are, and I felt like I was getting the most out of it. So beautiful weather, great nature's close by, and you get a city, so it was really great. So I think what was really great about this internship was that I was working in a museum setting, but I was also working for a publication, and I felt like I was learning skills from all different sides. And since I'm not really sure where I'd want to end up working, this was great because I was able to learn about all different forms of art organizations as well as just working for a magazine. So this helped me because I really learned a lot under my bosses, who are both writers, as well as from the environment of the museum, and I got to meet a lot of really incredible people who work there. So it was great just because I had exposure to all different kinds of things I could be potentially interested in, which is also confusing because it's left me with a lot of options, but I'm really happy that I don't feel limited by one job that I've had. It's opened up very many directions. It was very much built around what I was interested in, so I think it was almost hard to articulate that at the beginning, to say what I wanted to get out of it. But once I was able to do that, and what I wanted to get out of it was very open-ended, which is why I think I had such a great time, because along the way, every time I would learn something new, I could adapt that to my project. So I would say just don't have an expectation for the end point, and just start with a really open mind, because that was what really guided my project.